I'm Anil Kumar sharing with you a question from my student Amandeep. Now, here is an excellent question, and Amandeep has a valid argument in this question, which I'll put forward and then provide you with the correct solution. The question here is: a ball is thrown upwards from the roof of a building 60 meters tall. The ball reaches a height of 80 meters above the ground after 2 seconds and hits the ground 6 seconds after being thrown. Write the equation for the function, state its domain and range. Let me first sketch the scenario, right? And then we'll try to find the equation for the given function. So let us say that is 60 meters, the ball is thrown, it will go and follow a parabolic path and ultimately fall on the ground. Now the question says that the initial height is 60 meters, right? And after 6 seconds it falls, and let us say somewhere here after 2 seconds the height of the ball is 80 meters, right? So that is height with respect to time in meters, and here we have time with seconds in seconds, right? Now my diagram very clearly shows that I am not assuming 80 to be the maximum height, to be very clear, okay? And that's what Amandeep is saying, that the ball reaches a height of 80 meters above the ground after 2 seconds and hits the ground necessarily doesn't mean that that's the maximum, right? So we are going with that. If you assume this to be maximum, then the question is relatively simple, okay? So what we assume here is that, let us say we are considering another intercept here, and this point is B for us. Now based on that, I'll write down the equation and then we'll solve. So for us, the height h of t for this particular function could be written as a times, we know for sure that it hits the ground at after t seconds, so t minus 6. The other factor we don't know, so we'll just say t minus b, correct? Since we know these 2 points, that is when t is 2, height is 80. So what we know is h of 2 is 80. So I'll write down here a 2 minus 6 and 2 minus b, right? So we'll solve this. H of 2 is 80, so I'll write 80 equals to 2 minus 6 is minus 4, okay, a and 2 minus b. Now we can simplify this, we can divide this by minus 4, so we get minus 20 equals to a times 2 minus b, right? Let me call this as our equation number 1, right? So we'll call this as equation 1. Now we are going to substitute the second point, and that is when 0, then the height is 60. So that is to say h of 0 equals to a times 0 minus 6 times 0 minus b. And this height is 60, so I'll write 60 equals to minus 6a times minus b, so it becomes plus b, correct? Okay, so we get our second equation. So in fact, I'll write down both the equation on the right side and then continue with our solution. So this is equation number 2, but let me write it in a different form. So we have one equation which says that I'll divide by 6 and then make it second equation. So I'll divide by 6 and say 10 equals to a times b, okay? So we have one equation which is minus 20 is equals to a times 2 minus b. The second equation is 10 is equals to a times b. So these are the two equations for us. Okay, so equation 1, equation 2. So I divided 60 by 6. Now to solve it, we can divide one by the other. So we get minus 2 equals to a and a cancel, 2 minus b divided by b. So at this stage we did equation 1 divided by equation 2. Now you cross multiply. So when you cross multiply, you get minus 2b equals to 2 minus b. Bring b's together, plus b equals to 2 minus b equals to equals to 2. So b equals to minus 2. So we get the value of b as minus 2. Okay. Since b is minus 2 for us, we can find what a is. Let's continue. So what we get here, and let's call this, okay, let's call this as equation 3. Fine. So we are going to, we now say that b equals to minus 2, and we know a times b is 10, right? So this is equation 3 for us, and this is ab is 10 is equation 2 for us. Correct. So if I again divide ab by this or substitute b as minus 2 here, I get a equals to 10 divided by minus 2, which is indeed minus 5. So now I can write down my equation, so which is h of t equals to a is minus 5, right? T minus 6 and t minus b, so b is minus 2, so it becomes plus 2. Perfect. So that is the equation of the parabola, right? So this point is indeed minus 2. Perfect. Now that makes this point to be in the center. That's a different story. So this is the quadratic equation which we get, and now we need to find its domain and range. So of course the domain for this is, okay, now let me write down here itself. So domain is the values of t from, so we say t belongs to real numbers where t is greater than or equal to 0, perfect, and is less than or equals to 6. So that is the domain. As far as the range is concerned, that is the height in meters. So h belongs to real numbers where h is greater than or equals to 0, of course, and is less than or equals to 80. Why 80? Because my maximum will be at midpoint, correct? Now from here, this is the equation. So from here, midpoint is at t maximum will be at midpoint, which is 6 minus 2 divided by 2. And 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And we know h of 2 is, you can substitute here. So let's substitute 5, 2 minus 6, 2 plus 2, right? So this gives us minus 5 times 2 minus 6 is minus 4 times plus 4. And that is 20 times 4 as 80. You get the point. So in this particular situation, it is not very clear from the very beginning, but at the end we realize that 80 is indeed the maximum height, right? But as Amandeep says, to begin with, we should not assume that to be the case. I hope that helps all of you to understand. There could be situations where the given number may not be the maximum. I hope that helps. Thank you and all the best.